Dun, dun, dun. It's been a while since I've seen this map, actually.
How does this one start?
Like
Let's see.
this. It's the
You're
one where
about to
there's
find out.
the shooting range.
Oh,
You
yeah,
start
yeah,
off
yeah.
on the right side of the cliff.
Didn't go
Yeah,
as
yeah.
smoothly as hoped, but at least it
Sure,
left me
some
with a few leads.
Awesome narration going on right now that we
The
can't
ambush
hear.
was led
I love
by a
Carl's
secret
voice.
faction of the
It's brilliant.
the Schutzpol Striker, led by a
Possibly the
man
greatest
called
human ever.
Ralph.
And
Super
voice of
A
Frosty,
Blondie
the
Apple base set up in
Frosty's
the Reef
tiger.
The
Mountains.
tiger, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep. Fun fact.
That's
Carl's
awesome.
great. Yep. And the honey monster
Somewhere
from
in
the
I'll learn how and when
honey.
they plan to
Oh,
assassinate
what's that
Churchill.
cereal called? I can't
Yeah,
remember
what's
now.
Sugar
I've
Puff?
still
Sugar
got
Puffs,
a
yeah, from the Sugar
transport
Puffs adverts,
truck
yeah.
to get me
But he's done a lot of TV stuff as well.
But the way out,
Check it out, actually, guys. If there's a video on our YouTube channel with an interview with our main voice actor for Carl Fairburn, and it's really interesting. He's a really cool guy. He's an American guy living in England, but he loves doing the gravelly voice. It's awesome.
perfect for trip
Was
lines.
it in Raiders of the Lost Ark, or was that someone else? Was that one of our German guys?
I don't know. I don't remember him mentioning that.
Someone told me that.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of crap that goes around our office like that.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, yeah. I'm alright, I got this. Let's get the Mergenator out. Where is it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Everybody else on the same level, I believe.
Silent. Ice. Okay, there's two sat next to each other. I really should put my glasses on. It's like
Every sniper needs glasses.
excuses just coming out right. I'm gonna sneak behind
You
that
can't
guy.
hear, you can't see.
Yeah, that's not even a guy. See, I thought that was a guy. That's just a bit of wood.
No, there is a guy though.
There's a guy there, but I thought he was
Okay,
facing
alright,
another
alright.
guy. Oh,
You're about, yeah.
Should have told me this before we invited you on the stream, Will.
Sorry, mate.
Half-blind sniper.
It's not good, man. It's all instincts anyways,
It's
right?
all waiting. Tell you what, I'm going to use the rock. Can you smell what it's cooking? What button is it?
R1.
Oh, cool, I got this.
PC players, honestly.
Just absolutely launch this rock.
Pro does have a good throw.
Got a good arm. A light touch for a big man. Oh, this is textbook.
Oh, look at that!
Oh.
Look at that, beautiful.
I feel like I should pass it over now. I feel like I peaked.
What's the hardest level you've had to test, Ilya, out of all of the ones that you've had to play through with the guys?
Fort early on had some issues where basically either the enemies would get stuck on the way to their checkpoints, or the early days when it wasn't balanced yet, you would basically end up getting annihilated by the AI in a matter of a few seconds because they would just be hitting you every time from wherever they shot. So I think Fort's
Fort's pretty tough level in general, I think, actually. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I like how you can, like, right from the start, you can see, okay, I can go to the left and go up the ramparts, go straight down the ramparts, or I can go to the right and go up the scaffolding. I really like that, though.
It's a good one. The sound masking in the beginning helps as well.
Though it took me ages to get Brower out alive, I'll tell you that. The man's useless.
Oh, he dies after. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers!
A couple people asking why you can't charge and knife people in multiplayer. I honestly don't know.
That's
Again,
just
a
all it
specific
would
design.
be. People just
Yeah.
running at each other, knifing each other.
There's that, and there's also the fact that the host would have an advantage of
okay.
a couple of milliseconds.
Okay, that's
So
interesting.
So you'd end up having one guy having a lot more chances of landing it before the enemy approached him than otherwise, because of latency.
Alright, that's a good question. I hope you have a good answer to that.
That's a great answer. That's probably the sort of program I should give. Alright, guys.
Dude, focus on kicking
Yeah,
ass, no
yeah,
worries,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Stand up and I came out enough.
Tag him and get some extra XP. A little extra.
Connector said that we're the second best gaming company, no offense. I'm a huge Paradox fan. That's fine, we like Paradox. I've met some of those guys at Gamescom, they're really nice. Very good at the games that they make, that kind of, the sort of strategic kind of stuff.
Do Mountain Blade, right?
Yeah. And they're independent like us as well, I think. So, yeah, got a lot of time for them. I'm sure there's quite a few strategy buffs here, like Paradox games for sure.
Okay.
Got another question for you, Will. When you're through this section. Oh, nice. Here we go.
Stab. Yeah.
Almost got my binoculars out by mistake again. Don't worry, I'm all over this now.
You should do some body tossing as well. You should put
Yeah,
that body and
Sam
toss
asked
it
me, yeah, I
downstairs.
managed to get my gun out. I missed it. Missed it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Confused anyways, man. Don't worry about it.
A couple of people asked how long the stream's going to be. We were thinking probably about 45 minutes to an hour total. So, but you know, we'll see how these guys get on this level, and we'll need to make sure we get our prizes out as well. So, we've got another 20-25 minutes left.
Better than competition.
Yeah, we're doing a lot better.
Well, by we, you mean you.
Well, you know, come on, guys, we're here.
That's great. That's great. I like it. Less pressure on me. We also haven't been dating at all.
Oh, too late. Okay. This is why we bought the
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see much elite sniping going on.
Shall I go? Shall I go?
The level.
Oh, I got the binoculars out again!
As we get out into the opening area, or in the
Nice.
open area, it's going to be a lot more sniping now.
It's a really cool screenshot the guys put together for this one. We see one of the enemies, the AI, like jumping over the bridge. But still that's
Yeah.
No!
That's
I don't know what you meant though.
the
I didn't call you the go-now killer for nothing. Right.
Now, a couple of people ask about DLC with real-world snipers. Just, I mean, it would be cool. There's a lot of amazing snipers, especially in Sweden and Russia. The Spanish one is mentioned here, but probably be some issues with, you know, families, family estates, and wanting their family like represented in the game. So probably won't be coming anytime soon.
Let's heal up.
Deutschland, good question. Why isn't there a Zombie Army Trilogy shirt in the Rebellion game store? It's a very good question. There really should be. We will try and get one or more in there. We've got some really cool propaganda art featuring kind of Germany overtaken by zombies that we want to get out there, but we just need the time for our artists to get it made when they're doing stuff on games as well. This one's for you, Ilya. How do you become a tester?
Part of it is being lucky, I guess, in a way where you always get the usual vicious circle of you need experience, you don't have experience, you can't get experience. So I would suggest the easiest thing being going to an outsourcing company. They're a lot more, I guess, less picky on getting people in. Then get trained up, get a year or two of experience, and then start applying to studios. But the reality is, the numbers on studio sides are usually quite small because the idea is that you want to keep those people, but you can't get too many, so you usually keep the bare minimum. So studios are the ones with less QA. Publishers and outsourcers are the big guys that can hire a lot of QA without any issues.
What about if they've got a local studio? You know, we've had Oxford people apply for work experience. Do you think that's a good idea? Or?
It is. Just be aware that the numbers are fairly tight.
Yeah.
On your CV, I would say make it impeccable, make sure there's no silly mistakes in it. And I guess the key thing for a tester would be an analytic approach and a good vocabulary so that you can write well, concise bugs that make sense to everybody.
Yeah, so everyone can communicate. So everyone from a designer to programmer can understand what
Exactly
bug
what
is.
you mean in as little a few words as possible.
Or even like someone like me in marketing and PR, we need to know.
Yeah.
We need to explain to someone on social media what the issue is with a bug or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, right. Raffle time again, guys. We're going to give away this t-shirt, which is a really cool idea by one of our artists where it looks like a kind of Airfix model kit where you've got Carl on a what's that term, spree? I can't remember from my sort of Warhammer model making days. I can't remember what you call that. All the model making bits are on the plastic. nice. But there you go, very cool t-shirt. Both sides there. So yeah, raffle coming.
Get it.
Where we go? Okay, that's optional. Okay, so we're going down here.
Oh yeah, it's the interrogation room, I think. One more warrior, fire. No, two. You can handle it. There's another one, but you'll be okay with.
Hatebreeder 13. Well, Ilya's team, the QA team, work across all the games. So yes, he will have worked on Zombie Army Trilogy as well. I did for the marketing PR side of things. So we're doing the press events and sending out keys to reviewers and community stuff as well. Will, you've always been on the Sniper Elite games, haven't you? Yeah. So not in this case, but yeah. So we have. I suppose not many of you know this, but we have multiple teams in the studio, and we're working on 2 games currently that you guys will have heard about potentially. We've got 2 Battlezone games. That's an IP that we bought off Activision, but we are making other games as well. We're not in a position to tell anyone about them right now. But yeah, rest assured, we don't just work on 1 or 2 games at a time. So if you don't hear from us, it's probably a good sign. It means we're busy making something cool.
I think I've killed everyone. That's so quiet.
Yeah.
That's the idea of the game.
Absolute.
Okay. So you gotta get the fancy rocket launcher now, huh?
What's it called?
2 full fewer. I don't know.
Yeah, Martin's asked a very good question. He's a key part of our community. You know him well. He's asked, upcoming release of VR headsets. Will we ever see a Sniper Elite game in VR? Now, obviously, we're making stuff for Morpheus at the moment, one of the Battlezone games. We've got PC dev kits in the studio as well. We've been asked this before. Shooters, as far as I'm aware, are pretty hard to do very well in VR. You wouldn't want to follow a bullet in a kill cam on VR. That would make you not feel very well, I think. But I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Whether there's potential for a third-person shooter to work in VR. Have you played any? I don't think I have.
I've only played Battlezone in VR.
It's the only VR game, yeah. I've only played kind of Battlezone, which is set in a cockpit, but I managed to play the Eve Valkyrie game. They were in our booth at E3. They were nice guys, but again, being in a cockpit, that really helped. But from what I've talked with our designers, they've worked a lot on Battlezone about getting rid of motion sickness, because it can be really hard to get rid of when you've got a first-person or third-person view. And I think it would be hard. I think it would be impossible. If it was a Sniper Elite thing, it'd have to be specially tailored to VR, but we're not doing any Sniper Elite stuff.
I think this is hopeful, this grenade. Real hopeful, yeah, it didn't pan out. So we're just going to get up there and shoot him. Oh wait, no, did I get him?
Yeah, you got a little kill score. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, I'm a boss.
You really need glasses, man. But you're doing well without them, so I don't know.
Tell me about it.
Maybe you don't. Oh shit, there's one of them's aggro. Yeah. Oh no! Here we go. Alright, at least here. That's not bad. Alright, so let's uncover the assassination plans, guys. It's gonna be great. I think.
Beardy FPS, you've asked, are we going to make any IP announcements at Gamescom or EGX? We may have Battlezone at Gamescom. We will be announcing new games that we're working on in probably end of this year, potentially, but it's too early to say, really, what specific events. I imagine we'll be at a few events this and next year. Certainly one of the Battlezone games will be there.